eye coach is by now my constant companion on the tennis court. I can demonstrate the shot that we'll take for that lesson. I can correct right away the children. I make them watch the contact point slash ball, and I can put the eye coach anywhere on the tennis court, and that way we hit another 1, 2, 3 extra shots. As you know, tennis is the game of numbers, so it really shows when the kids come home and practice on the eye coach, and those ones they just take the lesson. So thank you, Lenny, for exposing us to this wonderful tool.
I really like to use the eye coach for teaching. It gives me a chance to get students to see the contact point with their eyes, and as they hit the ball they should have like a one-frame picture in their mind of the contact point. And if they don't, because of the eye coach, they still have the ball and the stem that holds it right there at the contact point. They now at least have that in their eyes, and they know that they've kept their head down as they make contact with the ball. Great piece of equipment.
Together with your hand movement. So it's really something where you forcefully, when you get to the ball, you forcefully, pull across. Up for topspin and across, which will generate some topspin as well. You see in slow motion the racket turning from the impact. He doesn't have it tight. It turns, but he's coming across the ball, way across. He actually hits it below the center. Do a few. Okay. Let me see you do that. Exactly. Very good. So I'm going to feed you a few balls. Okay. You just crack it, yeah.
Go inside out here. My hands facing inside out. Pull across.
And the ball comes to me.
Okay, cross court.
Now do wheel racket.
Inside out. Cross. Cross court.
Super. And now make it look like you're going inside out, but change the cross court last minute by moving the hand back a little bit. Good. Yeah, you can exaggerate more.
I'll do it slow. Last second.
Right. You know what Federer does, he gets to the ball and then pulls back a little bit, you know, this way, and pulls his shoulder blades together. So he's coming across too, just like we show you on the forehand. He's getting to the ball and then pulling across, which is phenomenal because then it gives him a lot of power. All these strong muscles, with big group muscles are involved, and then he gets more power because he gets the body connected to the shot.
And I have a two-handed backhand.
Yeah, but your one-handed looks very good. Good. Excellent. Even if you're going topspin or slice, you should come across the ball and use your back muscle. That's what he does also for his slice. And that's why he has power and he can keep the ball low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then show you the smile. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the kids can count themselves. You know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they start finding there is a lot more time before hitting. Okay, this is more important than anything. Teaching footwork actually will disturb hand-eye coordination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you can get the kid to go, start walking backwards slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So one more time, I want you to show me the modern versus the traditional. Modern
is like this, you know, you turn like this, and then you actually go to the left a little bit,
yeah,
and across the ball. And the conventional is this way.
Okay.
You know, you step into the ball. You step into the ball every time you hit.
Our whole company with Billie Jean is designed to support you. And we will follow up and send them reminder emails from Billie Jean's team how important point of contact practice is between lessons. So you don't have to teach the same lesson this week, next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after.
The players that they are the best stay with a point of contact in there's enough time to then look and see what happened with the ball. There's that tiny amount of span, so
Thank you for bringing that up.
it really doesn't change the game.
And I was just gonna add, I mean, this is what martial artists do. I mean, martial artists know where their target is. They got plenty of time. They don't need to like look up right away to see where they're going. They know exactly, and it's all by feel.
So Oscar, we've been together a long time. I've been an admirer, follower of what you have meant for the game and your vision. And I'm just going to share with you the basics of this, and I'd like you to respond back to me. But what we have determined is, we call that point of contact training, and it's all designed around feel. And the feel concept is, if you can feel what your point of contact is, you've cleared your entire mind of all of the distractions, so there's a free flow in your body from the kinetic chain all the way to the point of contact. So I'd like to get your opinion about how that works.
Good. So let me move here for a little bit. This, go ahead. No, so I can show you. This fits perfectly with our system. My system, the MTM system, you know, because we teach, find the ball, feel it, and finish. And some of the things that I focus a little bit more was find the ball with your hand, pull across, and finish that way. So this is a necessary part for the game that we weren't able to teach mechanically. So it works unbelievable, and I love it. And it's just, I mean, application for every coach, every player, every student, you know, from the beginning to the best players.
Oscar, Billie Jean and I kind of on the same page when we found out that point of contact in the brain is a critical component to the success of the entire sport. And if anything happens at the point of contact, it impacts the entire body. And so this system was designed to provide the coach a way to have three types of balls to put the brain in ability to learn faster. One would be a still ball so that they could feel the point of contact and the stroke and all the technique we put in while the ball is still. The second would be to strengthen their timing at the point of contact so they can feel the collision at the point of contact. So there's a moving ball. Both of them don't fly away, and our brain can now put them in order, in this order. The third is then we feed the balls and they go to hit their targets, but they now have learned that their head must stop for that 1/10 of a second in order to hit the target. And so it's kind of a three-step system, very similar to what I feel I've learned from you, is that we now have a still ball for technique. They get that into the back of their brain. Now we put the moving ball in for point of contact, so everything is now pushed to the back. Now we can go to the targets so that they can now have a 3-ball system instead of 1 ball to teach all 3. And we found that this will make the brain absorbs at a much faster rate. And I was just curious how you felt this may tie into what your methodologies are working.
Absolutely, because what we're teaching is find the ball, feel it, and then finish. And so that is actually no thinking, actually it's a no-brainer. So it's the being, the spirit, the person themselves that has feel, and then this helps develop that feel, and they find it, you will say find it, feel it, and finish. And that's the simplicity that you brought up with this, because now it's easy to demonstrate with a still ball, with a moving ball, and most people are of present time. This will help them bring in present time. This would not only be good for tennis, but in their home, with their kids, the kids with their parents, because it brings people in present time and looking. Because everybody rushes this, and this helps not to rush. Also, what happens is that everything that somebody has learned, they have to learn in an easy gradient of difficulty. You don't want to put it too much difficulty. And this brings to be, to learn the first part of the game, which is timing, and also the find the ball, feel it, and the finish in an easy way. You simplify the game, and you give in the coaches and ourselves a new tool, because this tool was the part that was missing, and each one of us in our own way are looking, for that timing. That timing is everything in life.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. It's the timing. Again, there's no credit to be given except to the Brain Institute and people that studied this. But the key component that I think the coaches should be aware of in following this fantastic methodology, which is how to get the flow all the way through until the point of contact, is that by eliminating the flyaway to the target, we are able now to download the information where their mind and body stay here, because there's no result. The third piece, when they start to feed the ball, they now will be able to say, oh yeah, I felt myself look over too soon. And then they can come back and find it and feel it and finish it.
Yeah, and so, you say it's 1/10 of a second staying here,
it's just
and
a
then
tenth
you
of a
can
second.
look, there's plenty of time for everything, and this brings it about.
So as I say to everybody, and I would say it again here, I really only have about a 1/10 of a second worth of information to help coaches with, but I can't deliver it verbally, but the machine is designed to speak to the brain about that 1/10 of a second, in which 80% of the mishits are right here. And so if we can help the coaches in any way learn from you, is that by strengthening the eye on this side, by not having it fly away, they can simulate everything that a live ball does. They have designed with this mechanism so that 1/10 of a second machine will take care of. So that's all we really are, is a 1/10 of a second.
Well done.
Thank you.
I use Billie Jean King's iCoach because of its portability and its versatility. It allows me to teach my students all the shots in a stationary position without having to pick up balls. I can use it in 10 and under tennis, for running drills, for correction, instant feedback with my students on the court. I can also send them home with the iCoach, and I have confidence that they know how to train at home using the correct techniques appropriately with the iCoach in between lessons, and that makes all the difference in their progress. Tennis is an easy sport to learn when we combine the iCoach and Oscar Wegner's method of find, feel, and finish the stroke. I highly recommend it to all coaches and players, and I recommend that you check out Oscar Wegner's methodology at www.mtmca.com.